Welcome, young sorceresses. We are already at the grand finale, and today, the 6th rule of magic will be revealed to you. But this book of secrets can only be opened if you have already practiced the first 5 rules. Is that the case? Then follow me. The 6th rule of magic is, keep magic a secret. This is of utmost importance, and every sorcerer knows it from the very beginning. Those who cannot understand the magical world, those who do not believe in sorcery, will always diminish it and reduce it to their own level. No one wants to feel incomplete or inferior. And when someone encounters a person who surpasses them, they often try to pull that person down to their own level, or even lower. The wizards in the world of Harry Potter kept their magic hidden from muggles. That's what they called ordinary mortals. There was even an international statute of secrecy, the most important law that forbade wizards from revealing their existence to muggles. This law was established after muggles began persecuting sorcerers and witches, especially during the witch hunts. If ordinary people knew about the existence of magic, they might begin to fear it, exploit wizards for their own purposes, or even attempt to destroy them. All of this poses a danger to the magical community. Throughout history, there have been countless persecutions of witches, women who were burned at the stake simply because they were different, possessed magical abilities, or had a beauty that men could not resist. It is almost impossible to believe, yet all of this happened in our real world.
It is she and her kind who have turned God's hands against us. Your Grace, we must do our duty.
Veronica Franco, you hover at the brink of extermination and hell.
This is why the 6th rule of magic is sacred. Keep magic a secret. In all times, true knowledge has always been hidden from those who were not ready to receive it. Great souls who bring light have always faced misunderstanding, envy, and judgment. For ordinary people who are incapable of recognizing the truth, purity and strength often seems like a threat.
Keep going. He seduced people. He taught false, disgusting doctrines.
But now I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who condemn you. For if you love only those who love you, what reward is there?
That is exactly why Christ was persecuted. Buddha was shunned. Every great enlightened teacher in history has always known that they would never be accepted by the majority and that they would always be in danger. The ego of an ordinary person simply does not allow them to acknowledge their own limitations. Doing so would require humility and a willingness to learn from someone superior. But when a person is selfish, when they are prideful, especially if they are a king, they feel threatened. Just as Pharaoh felt threatened by Moses and tried to destroy him and his people. Just as King Herod felt threatened by Christ and sought to kill him and all his followers. Just as kings saw Buddha as a constant threat to their rule and tried to slander and disgrace him.
Sir, we have encountered a big trouble. There is a revolution in the country. Every boy wants to become a disciple of Buddha.
They leave their parents, abandon their wives and children, give up all pleasures and join those on the path to salvation. Because of this, Magadha will lose its youth.
The problem is becoming serious. Young women ready to marry are not getting married. Our army is not gaining new recruits.
Does your problem concern society?
We are not concerned about social issues. We only fear stagnation in the economy.
You are wealthy. Money can be used as a weapon. Take action. Bribe people and ask them to spread rumors that all righteous people are crooks. Challenge the righteous. Wipe them off the face of the earth.
It's not hard. We can do it.
True strength always provokes fear and envy in those who are weaker. When a person without knowledge or ability comes close to someone who radiates light, their ego immediately rises. They feel insignificant, inferior, unworthy, and if they are not ready to overcome their pride, if they are not willing to learn, then instead of recognizing their own limitations, they will begin to judge, defame, and belittle the one who stands above them. This is exactly why people laid palm branches before Christ as he entered Jerusalem. But the moment the Pharisees grew fearful that the King of the Jews might seize their power, they began to slander him.
Your Grace, please. The high priest has not yet reported the man's most important crime. He became the leader of a large and dangerous sect. He calls himself the son of David. He considers himself the Messiah.
And the same crowd, the same ordinary people who had just honored him, then threw stones and cried out, "Crucify him!" It has always been this way. Every saint, every teacher has faced attacks. Ordinary people simply cannot comprehend that someone could be purer, stronger, and wiser than they are. It is easier for them to label such a person as insane, a cultist, or a heretic than to acknowledge that they stand before a light they themselves are not yet ready to accept.
Make them all look bad. They are drug addicts. They practice fraud, debauchery. People get bad after communicating with them. Someone even died. We need to find people who will agree to become victims for money, so we can accuse them of terrorism and the like. And when there will be a lot of negative information about them in the media, when people will start to turn away, thanks to this slander and vilification, then we will start to imprison Arthur and those who will try to open people's eyes to the truth like him. It's not the 37th year anymore. It's not the Inquisition. This is the time of information wars. And the main thing here is to destroy not the person, but their reputation, their good name, to discredit them in the eyes of the public, and, by their example, all the other truth-tellers who have a loose tongue, or...
They start searching for flaws in him, attributing demonic qualities to him, accusing him of deceit, all just to convince themselves that he is not above them, but beneath them. Can you imagine that? This explains the persecution of wizards, magicians, witches, enlightened beings, and saints, something that has always existed throughout the history of our civilization and always will. The media will slander them. Lies will be spread about them. They will be demonized, all to prevent the light from triumphing over the darkness of ignorance.
Lyria. Her activities were called sectarian, and her assistant Arthur was labeled a crazy debauchee. Lyria picked up a newspaper with the screaming headline, "Sex Guru Infects Children with AIDS." She was horrified.
Be sure to watch episodes 11 and 12 of the animated series Mystery, an untold story of love. Then you will fully understand what this is all about. And this is precisely why sacred knowledge is always kept hidden and passed down only to the chosen ones. The world of those who possess high energy is forever separate from the world of ordinary people, just as the wizards in Harry Potter conceal themselves from muggles, taking great care to keep magic undiscovered. They even have a special muggle police force and use memory-erasing spells to cover up magical incidents. just as Narnia remains hidden behind the door of a wardrobe. And just as the great truth is revealed only to those who are truly ready to receive it. The others, however, will try to destroy it, simply because they are unable to rise to its level. And when a person begins to doubt the light, believing in lies and slander, they gradually lose the ability to recognize the truth altogether. Their mind becomes clouded, and soon they are no longer capable of distinguishing the high from the low. This is why wise people carefully guard sacred knowledge and pass it down only to those who are truly ready. So, my dear ones, if you find yourselves surrounded by people who do not accept or understand your spiritual aspirations, who mock your pursuit of truth and your desire to share great knowledge, or even try to dissuade you from it, then know this: you are standing before ordinary people who are not yet ready to recognize such a truth. You do not need to reveal magic to them. Keep the magic within you. You can help them through your prayers, rituals, practices, or even magical amulets. You can charge magical amulets for them. During our events and courses, you can bring their photos or personal belongings to channel the flow of magical energy, offering them healing and support in life. But revealing magic to them directly is not advisable. Not everyone is capable of accepting, understanding, or even more so, embracing magic in their life and applying it. Would you like to test this? Would you like to know whether someone around you possesses magical abilities or not? It's very simple. Just give them one of our books, The Mystery, an untold story of love, for example, or any other book intended for beginners. Then observe their reaction. Don't tell them that the book is extraordinary, that you use it yourself, that you keep it under your pillow and sleep with it. Simply say that it's a book someone recommended to you. Give it to them to read and watch how they respond. All of our books are magical. They reveal true sorcerers. They are charged with energy. Through them, spirits come to you. If a person who reads the book responds with excitement and enthusiasm for the knowledge within, it means they possess magical abilities. Then they can be initiated into magic. But if that is not the case, if the person rejects it, dismisses it as nonsense, and tries with all their might to turn you away from this path, then know this: their soul is not yet ready to accept the truth. Simply pray for them. Pray for your loved one during our events. Send them a healing flow of energy. Give them a magical talisman. They don't even need to know about it. They can see it simply as a small keepsake, a piece of clothing, a pair of glasses, a phone case, or any other ordinary object. Yes, exactly. You can charge any object and embed a spirit within it. Watch the episode of the shamanic animated film, and you will learn how this happens during our events. Simply give an item belonging to your loved one to a mentor during the event. They will charge it and place a protective spirit inside, one that will guard your relative. Even if this person knows nothing about magic, they will still be under its protection. And then, within your family, among your loved ones and close ones, there will always be harmony, warmth, and peace. Love and prosperity will flourish.
I wanted to improve my relationship with my husband. Once, we were close and shared everything with each other. But over time, our relationship began to deteriorate day by day. So I turned to the guides of the school, began attending events, retreats, and spiritual journeys, hoping to restore what we had. At some point, my husband stopped giving me money for the events. He began to criticize me constantly. Where are you going? What are you getting yourself into? You don't need any of this. It's a cult nonsense. Or maybe you're even cheating on me. His accusations kept piling up. He wanted me to stay home all the time, never travel anywhere, and stop wasting money. I suffered deeply in this situation. Attending the events made me so happy. I could feel myself filling with energy, my abilities unfolding. I believed in it. I truly believed that our relationship could improve again. I confided in my mentor and honestly told her about my problem. She advised me to stop telling my husband anything about the events, not to talk about what I was doing, and to keep all my feminine secrets to myself, just as the great queens once did. Cleopatra, Roxolana, Scheherazade. My mentor explained to me the 6th rule of magic: keep magic a secret. Not everything needs to be revealed down to the smallest detail. At first, I doubted it. How could this be? After all, my husband and I had always had a trusting relationship. But I decided to give it a try and to trust in the power. Once I started following this advice, it felt as if our relationship had been reborn. I began taking better care of myself, giving my husband more compliments. And when he asked where I had been, I calmly replied that I had spent time with friends, relaxed, had a healing session, or visited a wellness retreat. There were many harmless reasons that raised no suspicion. But the most important thing was that I always told him, "My love, I was thinking about you the entire time. I thought about embracing you, kissing you, preparing a luxurious dinner for you. I kept your image in my mind, my king, my beloved." These words touched my husband deeply. He stopped questioning me and let me go out with friends or take time for myself, without knowing that I was actually attending the events. That's when I realized that magic can truly work wonders. And even if I am the only sorceress in my family, our home is now filled with magical relationships, harmony, love, and prosperity. Forever.
If you enjoyed this video and are truly ready to become a real sorceress, then give this video a like. Share it with others, because it is so important to know the laws of magic and work miracles to transform this world and make it more beautiful and filled with happiness. Subscribe to our channel and activate the bell, because the next lesson is coming soon.
In our extreme times, when the fate of the entire planet is at stake, it is crucial for the knowledge of angels and benevolent spirits to spread as quickly as possible, globally, and reach thousands of people. In this way, we can change the future of all humanity. Which is why we are addressing you, dear soul of light. Spread the knowledge about our wise books and films. Share links to videos or cartoons. All of this is available and free. Invite women to individual practices, webinars, and seminars. And the Great Spirit of Light will help you and your family. It will direct an enormous amount of energy to fulfill all your desires. Benevolent spirits and angels will assist you and your loved ones in all matters. A thread of light and love extends from your heart to the hearts of thirsty women, and the creation of good and the dissemination of enlightened knowledge throughout the world begins. Become part of the mission of light. Help people, and God will help you.